Okay. So what we're going to be teaching you today in this model or this healing is understanding that there is the old model of healing or therapy or experiences, where in the old model, we were to wait for trauma or disease or loss to change. Right. So that's where you have an issue, you go to a doctor and you then get the solution afterwards. Right. And what that old model says that and that's where most people live. They're controlled by their external circumstances. What you believe or what you see on the outside is what you believe your life to be. The idea that I have to do this to get this. It's the model of survivorship, of being victimized, of just surviving, or this is how it goes. Right, that is the old model that we have, that many of us have lived in, or many experiences or places where we have been in the past. But I want to tell you that 99% of all diseases is from our consciousness and not from our genes or our genetics. We create through our mind and our vibrational experience, the experience that we are seeing and having in our bodies and in our mind. So resolving traumas must first happen at the physiological level before the person can begin to process the emotions of thoughts. So the difference in the feeling releases the chemicals into the system to be cleared, right? And so this new model, the new model of quantum healing, is about a model of consciousness. It recognizes that our consciousness is creating our reality, and if you can shift your consciousness, you can shift your body, your disease, your mind. Think of it like this: they have done studies with people that have schizophrenia, right? Schizophrenics and things like that, and have had a disease like diabetes in one level of consciousness. And in that same body, within the same experience, within minutes, they will switch into this other consciousness, this other personality, this other identity. And when they do, the disease that they had in the body is no longer there. If that is possible, then what does that say about what's really happening in our bodies? Now, it being able to instantaneously heal, I've seen it happen. I've seen people instantaneously heal from paralyzation, instantaneously heal from diseases and endometriosis and different things. But I've also seen people really, really struggle and it take a longer period of time. I've seen people heal from cancer and things. But so we want to look at this model of consciousness that is all around the miraculous and the instantaneous shift in your reality. Your shift in your reality comes from what you focus on. And so what we're going to be discussing today, and the challenge that I'm going to be giving you, and what we're going to be working towards, is understanding how you can masterfully manage your life with intentionality, systematically, so that you become the creative and the creative director of your life, or the creator of your life experiences, and thereby through this full responsibility, you're able to heal. This allows you to have full potentiality, mastery, opportunity to be able to completely heal in your experience. And that's where we want to go today. So most people live somewhere in between this old model and this new model, right? The old model, which is that we are in the victim mode. We're being controlled by external circumstances. We're just surviving. This is just how it goes. And this new model of consciousness, where you can instantaneously heal, where you can create shifts in reality, where you can masterfully manage your life with intentionality and learn the systems. And that's what we teach in quantum healing. In our quantum healing and therapy, we actually teach scientifically based, systematic experiences so that you can heal on an energetic and a quantum level. And that allows you to have this incredibly new experience, right? Because again, what is quantum healing, right? It is when you combine mind body medicine with quantum physics, meditation, Eastern medicine, so that you can heal your mind, body, and spirit by shifting energy at a quantum or quanta subatomic level. Because if you were to take all of the matter that's in your body and take away all of the empty space, which, and that is where the quanta is, right? That energy that is in between, your whole body would fit on the on the needle or the pin of a needle. So much. So everything within you is pure potentiality. So when you can tap into that, you can use your own prana, your life force to create healing. So what I want to teach you today on day 2 is understanding how we can live in the 99%, how we can live in the space of understanding that your consciousness is creating the disease or the challenge it is in your life. You only need to know how to build the energetic circuitry to perceive and sustain it. And that is the key. We have to build it in your body. And so in the next few days, I'm going to be teaching you processes to start to build new circuitry, to rewire the brain, to allow the nervous system to shift so that you can have a healing in your life, right? So what I want you to focus on today, though, and what your challenge is going to be for the next 24 hours is to really understand, what are you focusing on? You are the antenna. So what channel are you on? Is your channel scattered? What are you focusing on a daily basis, right? So whatever that challenge is, I want you right now to share with me in the chat. What is the one challenge or the one thing that you're really here to focus on this week? And then I want you to think about, how are you seeing that in your life? So go ahead and share with me, what is that challenge, that focus? For me right now, mine is, I fell snowboarding and I have completely injured myself to the point where I couldn't even lift my shoulder and my arm. And so I know I've got to do guess what? I get to do my own work with you right now to see what created my own experience, to created my challenge in my life. So my antenna, and where am I focusing, right? I roll over in the middle of the night, and where does the focus go? It goes to the pain in my shoulder. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh, and so the channel that I am channeling in is, I can either focus on the pain or I can focus on my wholeness and healing. And so where am I living in that space? So we have having my own home. Okay. Soulful retrieval. Beautiful. So we want to practice your focus. You want to practice focusing on, okay, health. So I want you to look at where your mind goes, right? To where your mind goes when you think about that challenge in your life. So when you say, okay, so Dawn here is saying she wants to get her program up and running. She wants to get paid clients and financial abundance. So I love the idea right here that this is really great for us to focus on, is the idea of like, I want financial abundance. Okay. And this is a great one, because what happens when you want financial abundance? The first thing that you do is you go into the how. These are the things that I need to do to create this thing in my life, instead of opening up the energy to the focus of being in the space of financial abundance. Or if I've injured myself, or if I have a chronic illness that is started at the emotion, like working and understanding, working and understanding on the fact that there is this thing that is stuck within me. So we want to practice on focusing on wholeness. Staying on love cultivates the channel. So remember, yesterday I was teaching you about the Hara line, right? You have this line, this channel that runs down your spine. The actual construction of that channel is constructed of what is the highest vibration that we know here in this lifetime, which is love. It cultivates the channel. The channel is constructed of love, and love and compassion will move faster on the path. So we want to let go of the resistance. So how can you stay in love in this new model, right? When you are the antenna, when you are focusing. So what I want you to do is, I want you to pay attention today on what you're focusing on for the next 24 hours. What is the first thought that you think when you wake up in the morning? Do you get anxiety? Do you not know how you're going to pay your bills? Do you feel pain in your stomach? And the first thing that you feel, like maybe you have a chronic illness or a disease that has been challenging you forever. And it's so hard not to feel that when you wake up in the morning, or you have arthritis and you're moving, or you've got a migraine, right? And you're feeling it in your body. Where you focus is where your energy flows. And so I want you to start to think about this today. So your challenge for day 2 is, remember again, we have that deep, deep belly breath. Breathe in, breathe out, aligning that channel. And you have this deep belly breath, and the focus is on love and gratitude, on opening up to that experience and noticing where your mind goes. If you have trauma, if you have experiences that are holding you back, what are you focusing on when you wake up in the morning? Are you focusing on the fact that your finances are not well? Are you focusing on the fact that you don't have a job that you love? Are you focusing on the fact, or do you wake up in absolute gratitude and joy in every moment? What you're going to do is notice where your mind goes. So in our minds, we have a beta brainwave, and we are stuck in a rut when we're in that beta, where we go back to the same thoughts over and over and over, right? And when what we want to do is, instead of being in that beta brainwave where we're focusing on the same thing over, we want to start to shift our focus away from that and allow ourselves to breathe, allow ourselves to open. So the practice for the next day, before I teach you these really deep connections that are going to allow you to start to shift your body and your brain, is we've got to see, where are you going? Are you focusing on the traumatic experience? Are you focusing on the emotion? What is your go-to emotion that is going with you forever today? So I'm going to have you're going to count for yourself, right? So what you're going to do in the next 24 hours is, every time you think about that thing that is the challenge for you right now, or the challenges or the negativity, I want you to count it. So if you wake up and you're laying in bed, and the first thought that comes into your mind is anxiety or fear or a challenge over something, that's one, right? And then you go to brush your teeth and you think about the next two. I want you to count how many times, and every time you count that, first thing I want you to do, breathe deep into your belly so it expands and opens, and just feel love, and then breathe out. Breathe in, and then breathe out. You're going to start to notice over the day. I want you to count up 1, 2, 3. How many times did you think about that thought, those things that were getting you, that are keeping you stuck in that space, right? And you're going to open and breathe in that love, because where you focus on, where you focus, your energy goes. So we're going to start to rewire the brain by by recognizing and being okay with whatever the focus, whatever that challenge, that pain. Every time I get pain in my shoulder, I open and I breathe into my shoulder, and I send it love. I send it healing, right? I send it that experience. So we're going to open to this experience. Allow yourself to feel that. Allow it to open. Breathe in and breathe out. So we're going to practice that today. I want you to think that thought or that experience or that challenge, right, that you're having in your life, and that thing that you want, that seems to be the reason it's in your life right now. So in quantum healing and therapy, what we know is once something actually shows up in your life, that means it's been in your energy field for way before that. So if you've had a chronic condition that's been in your life for 2 years, that you can visibly see, that chronic condition showed up in your energetic field way before it showed up where you could visibly see it, where it could show up in your body, where it could show up in your mind. Or any challenge like that, right? These visibly showed up in your body and your mind way before they ever showed up where you could physically see them in your body. So if we want to shift that, we have got to use our focus and our attention to heal the field around us, to allow that field, that wholeness to come in so that it starts to show up in our lives. Because remember, again, you are the antenna. What are you being an antenna for in your life right now? You are an antenna into the God field. You are creating healing, manifesting at every moment, and you are an antenna for whatever you're bringing in. So whatever is showing up in your life right now is because you have been the antenna for it in your life. You have been that antenna. So what is it what's showing up in your life that you don't like right now, right? Whether it's the illness, the disease, the challenge, the physical thing in your body. Once something shows up physically in your body, it has been usually in your field for many, many years. Cancer is known to be about anger in many, many aspects, right? They know that the emotion under it is anger. So what we're going to start doing is shifting your emotions, shifting your experience. So if your focus has brought you where you're at right now, we've got to shift that focus. So what you're going to do is every time tomorrow for the next 24 hours, when you think the thought or when you focus on or when you wake up or have anxiety or fear or worry or guilt or doubt around this thing that's showing up in your life, you're going to count it. You're going to say one, and you're going to breathe love, right? We're going to do this breathing process. You're going to breathe love. You're going to say two, you're going to breathe. You're going to breathe love. We're going to break the bonds that are in your brain in that beta brain wave that are bringing this process back to you again and again. And we're going to break those bonds with breath and love. That's where we're going to start. Super simple here. When we're talking quantum healing and quantum energy and quantum therapy, this is simple stuff. Like I said, 10 techniques that you can use in 10 minutes a day. That's what I promised you. This is 10 minutes, right? That you can do this technique and it's going to change the way that you experience your life and your world. So just think about that. Every time tomorrow you have a negative emotion or a negative feeling or a negative thought or anything that brings you out of alignment with love and gratitude, you're going to count it. And you're not going to be ashamed. You're not going to be anything, but you're going to count it so we know, because you're going to post about it in the group, because that's how you're going to be entered into today's drawing, is to post it in the group and share with us about where you're at, right? And then you're going to breathe in love. So how you're going to do that, right? You're going to do that big rally breath that I've told you, right into your second chakra. We're still working on second chakra energy here. Opening up that energy into the belly, breathing in. And when you're breathing in, you're going to feel love or gratitude into that space. And you're going to breathe that energy all the way up through your body and into the center of your head where those thoughts are coming from. And you're just going to breathe love right through it and then pull it back in. So we're going to practice that right now. Okay. We're going to practice this breath. And then your challenge for the next 24 hours is to count all of the negative times that you think things. And every time you count it, say one, and then breathe in this love. Start to break those bonds. You're just going to start to create a new pattern in your life. And then you're going to share in the group, right? About what you're experiencing, what you're noticing, how many times it showed up for you. And so you're going to be entered into today's drawing. And everybody, again, that does all 5 days of the challenge, you get $100, right? You get $100 to use on any of our programs, to use on anything. You get $100. All you got to do is do what every challenge says every day, post it, show it, do all of those things. And you get to, you will be entered, well, you get the $100. And then every day that you show up for the challenge, you also get entered in that daily drawing too. And we're going to give out at the end of the week a bunch of fun prizes for each person for every day. So here we go. We're going to turn on a little bit of music here, and we're just going to do this deep breath of love. This is the breath that you're going to practice when you are working. And I got people over here on Zoom today. Love it. And in the Facebook group. Hi, everybody. So here we go. Grounding in to that pelvic bowl, right? And I want you to squeeze your root chakra, squeeze Mula Bandha, the perineum, the buttocks, squeeze it together. Squeeze it in and start to breathe into your belly. Feeling a feeling of love, unconditional love or appreciation. Breathing in. And then as you breathe it out, I want you to breathe it all the way up through that channel and that line, just imagining that it's bursting through your pineal gland, through this chakra, and opening it up, just allowing that to open. We want to get rid of all that gunk in the brain. Allow it to move. So breathing in. And then breathing out. And when you see this breath coming in, I want you to imagine that this breath is pouring into your belly and it's golden light. Is breathing in and opening up that area. And then that golden light is drifting all the way up with the feeling of love, all the way up and into the center of your brain. And through. Slow breath. Keep breathing. Now I want you to think about that thing that's a challenge in your life while you're holding this breath and this love in your body. Just notice it. Think about that thing that's a challenge. Hold this breath in. Notice how it starts to already dissipate. If you do this for 24 hours, those triggers, the things that are coming around that are creating the traumatic triggers in your life that have created this disease or this challenge will start to move in the quantum energy. And then tomorrow we can get into the God field and into the alignment, alchemical alignment. We can get into these next 3 steps. They're going to blow your mind. Going to blow away the way that how you can heal something. I've walked somebody through processes like this, and within 20 minutes, I've seen instantaneous healings. So it is possible on all levels. So keep breathing. Allowing yourself to get into the vortex. So you have your homework. Keep breathing in that love. I want you to notice for the next 24 hours where your focus is. What are you an antenna for? And breathe love into it and start to heal and change.